Greetings, nerdy list aficionados. Let it keep coming. The hate. Feel the power of the dark side. Are we allowed to make jokes about Star Wars again? I never know. I'm always too soon. We're back at it again with the hate. Superheroes forced to work together to save the world and not enjoying it because of interpersonal conflict. We've covered so many hates, some with even deeper histories than we got to go into here, like Emma stealing Storm's body, which was a good plot by the way. Read it. Even though there's creepy mastermind stuff in it, but that's most mastermind stories. But there are still more heroes who can't get along, so let's take a look. I'm Sasha and these are the top 10 superheroes who hate each other, part 3. The hate may have faded, maybe they're friends, maybe it was one-sided. Let's take a look. Number 10. Batwoman and Cassandra Cain. Cassandra Cain is one of the women to take up the mantle of Batgirl after Barbara Gordon. Initially mute and trained from birth to be an assassin, she would find herself taken in by Batman and learning his code, and really being treated very much as a daughter. She would come to have great respect for the whole Bat family and what they stood for, so she's not here for people breaking their code. Enter Batwoman. The modern Batwoman is a new take on the first one. Both are named Kathy Kane. The first Batwoman, however, was created purely as a love interest to prove that Batman and Robin were no homo. When she came back, she was her own character, and a lesbian as an FU to seduction of the innocent. But she's also post-New 52, more set against the Bat family, all like, yeah, I took your symbol, your name, and your costume, but we have nothing to do with each other, also sometimes I'm your cousin. Sure, Jan. The thing with her is that she's far more open to killing, which set her against Cassandra for a bit, who had a full breakdown, crying about how their symbol that they wear means something, and how dare she disrespect it. And then Bruce gave Batwoman the most disappointed dad stare of all life. I love when characters have the conflict they should based on their personalities instead of the whole we're in the same group, we should stick together. Nah fam, give me interpersonal drama between the people who would have it. Number 9. Simon, Baz, and Batman. Speaking of codes and the like, why if it isn't Batman having words with yet another Green Lantern? Just he should write an angry letter to the Guardians. Please have Mogo pick better ring bearers, sincerely an angry vigilante who has to work with them. So when Simon first started, he was from a bit of a rougher area and had a bit more of an aggressive stance on what a Green Lantern could be. So he used to carry a gun. And well, you know how Batman felt about that. Feels. Batman has a big no-no for guns, unless it's the Snyderverse, or Batman Odyssey, or some other exceptions. So Batman was all, it's not necessary, and legit his trauma aside, it kinda isn't. I mean, you have a ring that can construct anything you can conceive of, and you could use it to be a gun if you really wanted it to be, so it's kinda redundant, but that's just me. Number 8. Rogue and Dazzler. Rogue and Dazzler have some classic beef from when Rogue was still a supervillain and she absorbed Dazzler's powers, which you know some people get over and others don't. But this feud would continue even after Rogue was on the X-Men, but it would morph into a kind of tramp, hussy shame-off of them calling each other names and who was hotter and who was dressed more like a trollop. It was a moment, that's for sure. I got called a tart the other day and was more taken aback by the throwback than anything else. Like, what's next? A dame? A broad? Dazzler is one of those interesting characters where she's been around for decades now and has had many arcs and plots, and yet some people outside of comics are still like, who? So do you like both serious life or death fights but also petty cat fights? Cause these two have both. Number 7. Rick Grayson and the Bat family. My goodness, an actual chance to talk about Rick Grayson? Oh joy. So Rick Grayson is renamed Dick Grayson after he got shot in the head by the KG Beast and got amnesia. Afterwards he couldn't remember who he was but was suddenly filled with a Dan Didio-like certainty that his name shouldn't be Dick. And also, he didn't really want anything to do with the rest of the Bat family. This is a split which has caused them great pain. Well, I mean, it would have bothered Bruce if he was in character, but he's too busy doing yoga on the beach. So despite not really wanting anything to do with his family, Rick is still a vigilante. In fact, there's a whole Nightwing group. Nightwing Gold, Nightwing Blue, Nightwing Red. Power Rangers assemble. So he's kinda in a Jason role right now, and maybe he'll be the new Talon, we'll see. Wake me up when the hate is over. Yes, it's one-sided, they all miss and love him. Poor Damien. His father abandoned him to go paddleboarding and grow a mustache, and his brother and father figure doesn't remember who he is. The name's Grayson. Rick Grayson. Number 6. Speaking of the Bat family, we need some pre-New 52 drama with Jason Todd and Tim Drake. Jason Todd had a lot of strong feelings about Tim because, well, he was his replacement, or at least that's how Jason viewed it. He used to call Tim the Pretender, and he was out to hurt him as much as possible. He would actually shoot him in the knee or batarang him in the knee. There was serious knee injury. He took an arrow to the knee during the battle for the cowl. Tim should be permanently limping, thank goodness for comics. Tim started off not actively hating Jason, but after seeing the pain he was causing, plus being on the receiving end of Jason's at the time unhinged rage, responded in kind. These days, Tim and Jason have a better relationship, definitely eased by the fact that there is now an even newer Robin on the scene, Damian. Now him and Tim can bond. Jason was quite the big emotional catalyst when he first came back. Now he lives in a kind of limbo. People love him though. If you dare suggest anything bad about Jason, prepare for people to come for you, lock your doors, delete your search history. It's gonna get real intense. Number 5. Captain America and the Punisher. Midway through, we have some one-sided and kinda sad but understandable hate. The Punisher really admires Captain America, which is understandable. A lot of people in the Marvel Universe do. But Captain America, he is not here for Frank's methods, his brutality, his killing, his unwillingness to forgive, any of it. They had a really awkward fight in Civil War 1, wherein the Punisher didn't fight back when him and Steve fought. That always makes the aggressor look terrible. The sad man is a great defense tactic, it gets the crowd on your side. There was also a what if story wherein Frank Castle was chosen to be Captain America over Falcon, for reasons. After Steve lost an arm, and that was apparently beyond the pale, they needed a whole new Cap. Metal arms are for anti-heroes, and Thor. Cap would find a way to convince Frank to change his ways in that story, but in main verse that is yet to occur. And it won't. A well-adjusted Punisher? He'd be cancelled. Number 4. Raven and the Justice League. Silly Justice League, not trusting people just cause they're an interdimensional portal for their monster destroyer world's father. Stop sipping on all that haterade. No matter the iteration, the Justice League is always at first wary of Raven. She's powerful and if unhinged could destroy the whole world, or prove to be the means for her father to do so. Raven doesn't hate the Justice League really, especially not in the new Teen Titans, but she will defend herself when push comes to shove. And there was an all-out battle between the two groups, Teen Titans and the League, because her father's influence did come through. So yeah, I understand why the League is concerned, but Raven works hard to not be evil, and most of the time it works. You know, unless it's Dick and Corey's wedding. Number 3. Rogue and the Scarlet Witch. Finally, Rogue having a problem with someone else and not the other way around. So back in the day, Wanda nearly erased all mutants from existence. I said back in the day, that wasn't that far back, but still. This was by uttering the phrase, "no more mutants." Mutants were on the run, hunted, it was a terrible time. And then a lot of the Marvel Universe just got over it, but not Rogue. Rogue doesn't forgive and forget quite so easily. And you know what else doesn't? House of X. It makes sense, especially with the new canon, that Wanda isn't a mutant, which hashtag not my Wanda, but I digress. Rogue has come for Scarlet Witch more than once over this, and Wanda will defend herself, but also she has a lot of guilt over this, but it's more of a gee, I should learn to wield magic better so I don't almost nearly commit another near genocide. Number 2. Captain America and the US Agent. Whenever I put the US Agent on a list, people come for me. How dare you, he saved my family, we have lunch every month, he's a real hero. But Captain America and the US Agent, there is friction there. The US Agent would actually take up Cap's mantle for a bit, but he believed in far more brutal and decisive measures than Steve ever had. And it got to the point where Steve had to come out of retirement and take the mantle back because he felt that John was abusing it and staining it, while John felt he was utilizing his position to the fullest potential and that Steve was weak and soft. Also, when John first was introduced, he was a Captain America villain called the Super Patriot. He's gonna be in the Disney Plus series, so get excited for that. And number 1. Cyclops and Captain America. Avengers vs. X-Men. What a time. So the plot. Cliff Notes time. The Phoenix Force has crashed on Earth, looking for Hope Summers as a host, because the Summers' children are the only ones who matter except when they don't. The X-Men and Avengers differ on what to do about the Phoenix Force. This is post No More Mutants, so Hope comes to be viewed as like a mutant messiah. Her and the Phoenix Force combined will heal mutants and save the species, while the Avengers think that the Phoenix Force will destroy the Earth, while Cyclops and Cap would be the ones who played out this conflict the most. And Cap's strict adherence to what the government and S.H.I.E.L.D. wanted would burn a bridge between him and Cyclops, and also fuel that resentment in Scott. It's still there, and would really start to crystallize his segregationist views that mutants and humans had separate interests, that humans couldn't be trusted, and that they should be separate. And well, Scott, he just rubs people the wrong way in general, so it's not hard to return the hate. Do you like this event? People really vary on it. So those were 10 more heroes who hate each other, or hated at some point. Thanks so much for watching Top 10 Nerd. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid. I'm Sasha, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.